Sorry. Good morning or good afternoon, or maybe even good evening, wherever you are joining us from the world. Welcome to the Haskayne School of Business at the University of Calgary. My name is Frances Donahue, and I'm a program specialist with the Haskayne School of Business Undergraduate Programs Office. I am one of several team members that are here to support you in your academic journey, and you will have a chance to hear from some of them today. And actually even maybe ask some questions in the Q&A. I'd actually like to introduce you now to our BCom program specialists and our Career Development Center specialist. So we'll spotlight them. It will be Erin Mazzoni and Stacy McGregor for our BCom, and then Danielle Wolf for our Career Development Center. So please use the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen, and you can ask questions specifically about the BCom. If you do have any questions about admissions or course registration, please direct those to the registrar's office or enrollment services, and Erin will now actually drop that link into the chat, and that should be a live link. So again, welcome. So I would now like to introduce our student MC, Adrian Alcantara. Adrian is currently a third-year student with a concentration in human resources and has demonstrated a standard of excellence in student leadership at the Haskayne School of Business. He has been both a director and vice president of student life for the Haskayne Students Association, an executive student at large for the University of Calgary Wellness Society, is currently one of the Students' Union Haskayne representatives, and will be your incoming Vice President of Student Life for the Students' Union at the University of Calgary. So you can hear that Adrian has accomplished a lot in his short time with us. I do want to say that Adrian is very approachable. So if you see Adrian around campus or Scurfield Hall, I would recommend saying hi. If you need any support, Adrian is one of the people to go to. And even if Adrian can't answer your question, he will most likely be able to find you the right person to connect with. So take it away, Adrian.
Thank you, Francis. And hello, everyone. Great to see you all here at UCalgary. Before we begin, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nations and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. I would also like to note that the University of Calgary is situated on land adjacent to where the Bow River meets the Elbow River, and that the traditional Blackfoot name of this place is Mohkinstsis, which we now call the city of Calgary. Additionally, we would like to also acknowledge our territorial acknowledgements in French. J'aimerais prendre cette opportunité pour reconnaître les territoires traditionnels du peuple de la région de la Traité 7 du sud de l'Alberta. Cela inclut la Confédération des Pieds-Noirs, compris des Siksika, Piikani et les Premières Nations Kainai. Aussi reconnaître les Premières Nations Tsuut'ina et les Stoney Nakoda, dont comprend les Chiniki, Bearspaw et les Premières Nations Wesley. La ville de Calgary est aussi la maison pour la nation métisse de l'Alberta Région 3. J'aimerais également noter que l'Université de Calgary est située sur la terre adjacente où la rivière Bow rencontre la rivière Elbow et que le nom pied noir traditionnel de cet endroit est Mohkinstsis, que nous appelons maintenant la ville de Calgary. Now, on to the Dean of the Haskayne School of Business, Jim DeWald, with his welcome message.
Hello, my name is Jim DeWald. I'm the Dean of the Haskayne School of Business, and I'm so pleased to welcome you to be here at UCalgary. Let me tell you about some of the things that are really special at the Haskayne School of Business. You know, coming into a business school is a very different experience, and all of the business schools across the country are somewhat different. We have some really special attributes at Haskayne that I think you'll enjoy. Number one is we have a professional career center. And I'm telling you this on day one because it's very important to get engaged with the Career Center because you're here to think about your whole future. It's a 40-year plan. It's not just, what do I do to get my grades in this class? And I want you to be thinking that way right off the bat. We also have centers that will give experiential learning opportunities for all of our students, whether that's in entrepreneurship or in leadership or in corporate sustainability, in social innovation, or in real estate. We try to give a wide variety of opportunities for our students, which includes exchange trips around the world and also includes student clubs where you can build these relationships yourselves in peer formats. I want to also mention that the Haskayne School is one of the strongest in the country on case competitions, and there'll be opportunities for you to compete, actually globally, in our case competitions and learn how to be really sharp with your business skills. Haskayne is growing significantly. In fact, we have a new, huge, beautiful building that will be opening in the fall of 2022. So for your degree, most of it will be in the new building, which is really exciting. It's got a huge atrium, which is all space for students. It's mostly classrooms, study areas. It's really geared towards the student experience. It'll put Haskayne in a totally different league. All of our new classrooms are very high in technology. And again, it's all about the student experience. So we're going to show you a little bit of what Matheson Hall will look like when it's done, which is pretty soon now. And I just wanted to let you know that it's a great opportunity for you.
This is Matheson Hall. Here we'll shape generations of Canada's business leaders. Here, Haskayne students will learn from experts, use technology to enhance their learning experience. They'll celebrate their wins and navigate hard times. They'll make lifelong friendships, build resilience. It's the place where connections will be made, where bold leaders will talk big ideas, where the next great business venture will be born. It's a place for you. Haskayne graduates will shape a new economy. Alberta is changing, and these times demand new solutions to big problems. Together, we'll collaborate and innovate. We'll host important discussions and gatherings. We'll support students through their Haskayne journey with academic advising and career exploration. Here, we'll welcome the business community to Haskayne. It's a place for our growing graduate programs with views of downtown Calgary. Business education is more than a credential. It's a gateway to self-transformation. We're transforming, and it starts here. See yourself here. at Haskayne.
Before
Wow, what a wonderful welcome from our dean. And I hope you are all just as excited as I am for our brand new building. Next up, we have our Associate Dean of the Undergraduate Programs, Sherry Weaver, with a BCom program overview. Sherry, take it away.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? There we are. So I really wanted to welcome all of you here today. First thing I wanted to let you know is you are where you belong. And we really wanted to let you know over the next 4-5 years, we really want to be the ones to help you get to where you want to be. So you have all worked hard to get where you are right now. And there's been a certain set of skills and strengths that you've developed in order to be able to get to university. This is sort of your next step along the way. And it isn't your last. That's the big thing, is that we know that this is just the first step. And I know, you've just finished 12 years of school. Now you've got a university, and everybody's eager to get going. But I want you to slow down, and I want you to understand that this is going to be the best time of your life. And that's truly what we want to convey here, is that there are so many things that we can help you with in order to make this not only a huge growth experience, but something that you truly look back at with a lot of good feelings, a lot of friendships. You have spent the last few years in a very unique time, let's say, and it is so important that you get out and you develop those friendships and those networks. This is going to go by really fast. So what I want you to do is take your time and enjoy your BCom along the way. There are a lot of things that you can be doing while you're here that are beyond the classroom, and our advisors are going to be able to talk to you about all of those things that you can do in order to make your degree unique. So things like co-op program, things like international exchange, maybe it's semester at sea, maybe it's being unique in and adding things on with respect to case competitions like Jim mentioned, or perhaps it is taking a minor that is something that you're really interested in, and do that alongside with your degree. One of the things that I always tell students is that, a BCom is fairly consistent across the country, and a BCom is 4 years you can complete it in, but you don't have to do it in just 4 years. And many of our strongest students, they will take 4 or 5 years, maybe even a little bit longer, because they want to stay and take advantage of all the things that there are within the BCom program. We have some students that do a lot of governance and leadership. You got to meet Adrian earlier, and that takes time. Being a student is a full-time job. I know that when you take a look at your registration and you take a look at your courses, it looks like, oh, I've got all this time. I could fit in so many things. I could fit in a job. I could fit in this program or this program. Just be aware that your classes are only going to be one part of your entire learning. So for every hour you spend in class, you should probably be thinking about 3 or 4 with prep work, readings, etc. So it's not quite as wide open. In high school, your class, you were there all day. Your classes is where you did a lot of your work. In what you'll find with your BCom is that your classes are where you're going to get some content, and then you have to do the work outside of class. So just be careful, don't over program yourself, and sign up for your classes. Understand that you can take 5 classes a term, but you also can take 4 or 3. It does not have to be at exactly the same pace as everyone else. And sometimes it's best to slow down when you need to, in order that you maintain your balance, your health, etc. So one of the other things I wanted to mention is the fact that we really want you to reach out for help anytime you need. Okay, so you've got your family members, but here at the university, you'll have TAs. Reach out to your instructors. We've got an academic development specialist that can help you, and friends. And friends are the biggest thing that I think everybody has been struggling with for the last few years. And right now, when you register, you have the option of registering with your cohort. And I truly would recommend that, because those students that are going to be in your business classes with you in your first year, you're then going to see them in your economics class, and there might be 300 students there. So you want to have that support network built up. And this first year, you're going to hear a lot about networking, but networking really just means creating close relationships. So this first year, that's what it's about, creating those relationships. You're going to be doing a lot of teamwork throughout your degree. And when it comes to your professional network later on, it will start with the people that you're in classes with. And that network is going to be extremely important. So take your time over this next 4 years, maybe 5. Take advantage of the programs that we have for you, whether it's co-op, exchanges, our CCAL, our leadership centers, etc. We've got so many different opportunities, but please take advantage of them and develop your network. So your first year, you are going to be taking essentially 5. If you're taking 10 courses, only 3 of them are business, and the other ones are going to be business related ones, things that you need to have in order to be successful later on. Your second year, you're going to start taking some of your core courses, and we want you to take all the cores before you start deciding what you want to specialize in, because honestly, there is no way that you would know what you want to specialize in until you've tried all of the different core areas. I want to also mention the fact that a lot of you, for you, the university is an ends to a mean, a means to an end. You want to be able to go out and get a career after this. And employers are looking for students, for new employees with a breadth. Okay, they want you to be able to show your personality, your strengths, your unique strengths. Your people skills are incredibly important, and that's what they're looking for. So put less emphasis on thinking that the grades are going to be everything that you need. Grades are not going to differentiate from this point forward. You're going to differentiate yourself, and we're here to help transform. So just like at the end of the video for Matheson Hall, this is about transformation. And it's taken several years for us to transform that building, and it's going to take several years here, but we're looking forward to the transformation of you. So welcome to Haskayne, and feel free to ask any questions that you have. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sherry. And that's right. Take your time. Don't stress and be excited to make friends. You know what? Even I swapped concentrations and it was such an easy experience. So don't worry about that either. Your university experience will be a great one. We have so many incredible people here in Haskayne that making friends will be such a delight. All right. Next up, we have Stacy McGregor, who will be speaking on our Haskayne International Exchange Program. Stacy.
Hello, thank you so much. Okay, let me just share my PowerPoint here because here in Exchange, we love all things with photos. Okay, I'm hoping everybody can see this now and someone can yell at me if we're not. So my name is Stacy McGregor. I do both the Bachelor of Commerce academic advising as well as the international exchange advising. And my colleague Erin Mazzoni is here with us today. She's on the Q&A, but she's also a huge part of our exchange program. Between the two of us, we do all the outgoing students as well as all the incoming students. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of our program. And just so you know, all of the photos on all of these slides are from students who have actually been on one of our Haskayne exchanges in the past. So you'll get to see a little bit of what their experiences were. Okay, so why should you go abroad? This seems like an obvious one because everybody has all of their reasons for wanting to go abroad, but some of the ones that we kind of hear about the most are the experiences, the people, all of those kinds of things. So we'd like to just kind of put it in your brains right now to kind of just think about taking courses somewhere else in the world for credit for your BCom. So imagine doing a field trip out to the Colosseum while studying in Italy or studying for midterms along the coast of the French Riviera. You can even go into Japan and go and watch those Japanese business practices and have some of the world's best sushi at the same time. So you can see some of the photos on the side again are from some of our students who have been out on abroad. While you're out on exchange, you don't have to stay in the country that you're in. You can actually go and explore other places. In Europe, especially, this is quite easy. Some of the Asia Pacific region as well, students do tend to explore quite a large part of the world. I don't have a slide here to really talk about Semester at Sea, but I'm just going to put in a little bit about it here. But the Semester at Sea program is one that we send students off to, and it's 4 months on a boat. And you basically get to travel around the world. One of the students who's been on it recently describes it as like the sweet life of Zach and Cody, which is maybe aging me a little bit. But you get to travel around to between 10 to 15 different countries. So it's a totally amazing experience, and it's one of the many options you have with our program. Okay, so how do you go abroad? There is more than one way that you can fit an international experience into your degree. So for the Haskayne International Exchange Program, we have about 35 business partners in 24 countries around the world. And you would go on exchange and take both business courses and options. Some of our partners are solely business schools. Some of them are universities like ours, and they have non-commerce areas as well as commerce areas. So you can take a nice blend of courses. And we've got lots of places to choose from. Some are near big cities, some are more in the rural countryside. All of them are beautiful, and all of their programs are taught in English. You don't have to have any kind of languages to go out, although it's obviously a great way to learn and develop a language skill. We also have our UCI Study Abroad office. So they are the central study abroad office. They do the programs for all faculties at the University of Calgary, including business students. So they have individual exchange programs to about 150 partners around the globe. For the most part, going through one of their programs, you would take more of your non-commerce options, but they have more places than we do. Obviously, you could tell just by the numbers on the screen here. They have more partners in more countries than we do, and they have more options in the summer. So we have partners predominantly in the fall and the winter semesters, with a very few that have summer programs. The UCI Study Abroad office has more of those short-term summer programs available. You can do both exchanges, you can do more than one exchange, and you can talk to both offices. We're very friendly with each other. We send students back and forth all the time, and our goal is to have you have this experience. The other thing the UCI Study Abroad office offers, they have other programs. So the big one is group study programs. Group study program is going with a group of students and an instructor from the University of Calgary off into another country to do your course. So the Japanese business that we mentioned, that's actually one of our group study programs, where a prof with a group of students from UCalgary travel to Japan. You go and do a bunch of stuff out in the field and learn about Japanese business practices, and you get course credit for your BCom here. UCI Study Abroad also has research and internships. That's a little bit more for other faculties than for ours, but we have had some of our students take advantage of those programs. And relatively new, you can imagine with the advent of COVID, we all developed a lot of virtual programs. So there are actually virtual exchange programs and virtual internationalization opportunities. So you can stay here in Calgary and participate in one of these, and you're still working with students from a different country, from a different school, possibly on a project or a course, and you can still get a little bit of that experience without actually needing to leave home. So in case you're thinking you can't go abroad, because I know there's a lot of common myths about maybe not being able to go abroad and not being able to do this experience, the biggest one that we hear about here in our office is that it will delay graduation. We'd like to reassure you on that. We will work with you on your courses for your exchange before you go, and it should just replace a semester here. So there should be no reason that an exchange will actually extend your graduation unless you are actively choosing to do it in a way that you know it will. But for the most part, it shouldn't, and we work with you long before you leave to make sure that that works out for you. Second one is that you can't afford it. We know that it looks very expensive on paper, especially when you start looking at different countries and cost of living and all that extra side travel that you might want to do. I'm here to tell you there is a lot of funding and financial supports available. The exchanges, you're going to pay tuition here like normal. You're not going to pay the international tuition to the host institution. So it's not maybe as expensive as you might think about it at the outset. And I would just invite you to come have a conversation with myself or Erin to talk about your concerns around that, and we can help look into all your options. I already alluded to this one, but maybe you're worried about not speaking the language. So all of the Haskayne partners, you can go if you only speak English. Most of the UCI partners as well. Most of the courses are in English, and some of the schools, the entire programs are actually in English. But like I said, it is a great way to practice a language if you do want to learn a second or third or fourth language. The other thing is you'll get homesick or lonely, or you think you maybe can't go for that long. So group study programs that I mentioned are a great way to go with a group from UCalgary. So if you're a little bit worried about going off on your own somewhere, it's a really good kind of safety net to take you out on that international experience without being completely alone. We have, like I mentioned, summer, single term, and full year exchanges. So if you just want to go for a short time, the summer programs are really great because they're usually only a few weeks and anywhere from 1 to 4 classes. And you can also go with friends. So even for those semester exchanges or even a full year exchange, both of our offices do try to coordinate if we have a group of friends who want to go. For example, this fall semester, I'm actually sending 4 friends to Spain together. So you can apply with friends. If you're all in Haskayne, that's easy. But even if you're in different faculties, you can work with both offices and we'll try to make that happen for you. Okay, so what's next? The next step is research. So first year is a really great time in your degree to start researching all of the things you want to do in your degree. I always recommend first year students attend all of the events, meet with all of the specialists, our office, the study abroad office, co-op people, like all of those things. Browse the websites, start kind of thinking, what kind of experiences do I want in my degree? As Sherry and Adrian have mentioned, like, this is not all about just courses and grades here in Haskayne. We do like to look at all the things you can do beyond your degree and help enhance your experience here. So first year is a great time to start researching that stuff. Get your questions answered, write down what you want to do, when you want to do it, how to apply, when to apply, all of those kinds of things. For exchange in specific, the earliest you can go on exchange is second year. So if you want to just like hit the ground running and go, you can go on exchange in your second year through UCI Study Abroad, or third year if you'd rather do a business exchange with our office. Last thing I'll say is just kind of thinking about where you want to go, when you want to go, what kind of experience you want to have. That's extremely important for exchange because it will guide kind of which country you go to. And as I mentioned, you can do more than one exchange or do a summer program or group study and an exchange. There's lots of ways to combine those experiences. That is the end of my little presentation. I will just invite you guys one more time. Please reach out to myself or Erin to chat about exchange. We're always happy to talk about it with students, and we love planning it with you guys because it's very exciting. Thanks so much.
All right. Would you look at that? An exchange program? Yeah, sign me up right now. Wow, this is all really exciting opportunities. Thank you, Stacy, for the lovely presentation. And now, from our Career Center, we have Danielle Wolf. Oh, what's this? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Rex. Wow. I hope you all decide to participate in this activity. What an incredible opportunity. 1 to 2.5K. That is some good money right there. That was also way more than we ever got in my year. Anyways, as I was saying, from the Career Center, we have Danielle Wolf. Danielle.
Hi, thanks, Adrian. I wish I had money to give away as well, but instead I have a great presentation with lots of information for you. So here at the Haskayne Career Development Center, or HCDC for short, we're focused on business students and their success. We are a collaborative, community-minded resources for students to develop and research career goals, offer diverse tools, industry-aligned and up-to-date information guiding students to career professionals. As Jim and Sherry both alluded to earlier today, think beyond your degree. You're coming here for a purpose and to launch your career, and that's where we can help. The HCDC advantage at the UCalgary, there is a central career services, but Haskayne has its own dedicated resource just for business students. So we are solely dedicated to the 3,500 plus of you, where we focus on enhancing your employability through career education, a bunch of exclusive resources that are tailored specifically to business students, a variety of different employment opportunities, as well as opportunities for you to connect and network with employers, which will help you eventually narrow down your career path. We also are active in collaborating with 16 business student clubs, specialized team. We all come from a recruitment background with very strong industry connections, contacts, and inside information that we share with our students. And we manage the Haskayne Cooperative Education Program. So what does that mean? We know who hires co-op students and what they're looking for. So we can help you prepare to make a great first impression and to secure those opportunities. How do we deliver? Well, we do it all. We do one-on-one appointments, drop-ins. We host and facilitate workshops on current trends, a variety of different events virtually, and we're excited to be doing some in person, and especially when we move into that new Matheson Hall. And we also act as guest instructors for a few different business classes. Our specialized services include exploration career planning. So if you're not really sure where within business you want to land, or even if you've decided you want to do accounting, but within accounting, is it going to be public practice? Is it going to be industry or government? We can help you figure that out. We'll guide you on effective networking skills and strategies that you can use throughout your degree and beyond. We can help you tailor your job search through coaching and really make it customized for what you're looking for. Of course, we also do resume and cover letter review and guidance to make sure that you're putting your best self forward and that your application will lead to the interview. And in line with that, we're going to give you some expert guidance on how to prepare for interviews and even the opportunity to practice so that you're going in feeling really confident. We conduct LinkedIn profile audits, and we make recommendations on how you can optimize it, not only with your profile, but how to use it in networking as well as job search. And as mentioned before, and we'll mention it in a few other slides as well, but we do oversee and support the Haskayne Cooperative Education Program. A lot of our resources will be available to you as a Haskayne business student 24/7, 365 days a year. And that's going to give you the edge throughout your career development journey. So through Elevate, this is our career platform. You will have access to exclusive Haskayne job boards. So employers who are specifically looking for BCom students, they come and post on our job boards. We have the regular one, which all students will have access to if you're from Haskayne, but we also have an exclusive co-op job board. Our career resources are business focused. So unlike main or central career services, we really tailor everything niche and specific to you as a business student. We have an events calendar in Elevate where employers will post and promote different opportunities that they're hosting, as well as things like our workshops. We do Wall Street prep offerings and everything in between. We also have a feature in Elevate where we can put together business student resume books for specific industries, specific types of position, so that when an employer comes and asks us, what bright students do you have? We have those resumes ready to go, and that'll increase your chances of securing that summer job or that new grad position. We have a really amazing tool. It's called VMock. It is an AI resume optimization tool where you can receive suggestions powered by smart analytics. We are the only business school in Western Canada to have this resource, and it's exclusive to Haskayne students. So the other UCalgary students don't have it. So Queens, Ivy, Western, they all use this platform as well. So we are competitive. We have a variety of different interview preparation tools. Standout allows you to go in and practice the asynchronous or one-way interview, which is more and more common in employer selection process. So some are even getting rid of cover letters and replacing it with the one-way video. So you can go in there, practice. It gives you real-time feedback. If you're speaking too quickly, if you're mumbling, if you have crazy hand gestures, it gives you that feedback, and you get to see what an employer would see with your recording. You can also send it to one of us as a career development specialist, where we can review it with you and give you additional feedback. Another interview prep tool that we have is called Case Coach. So if you're headed into that finance stream or management consulting, it walks you through what a case interview could look like. There's samples for you to go in and practice and get feedback there as well. We also have the Haskayne Networking Cafe, sponsored by RBC's 10,000 Coffees, where students can go in, you set up your profile, you can say what concentration you are, the type of contacts you're looking for, whether that's alumni, employers, executives, other students, and then non-students go in and set up the same type of profile, and then the system matches you, and it gives you one match per month where you can go in, and it's a warm email, it's a warm call to a professional in an industry or career path that you're interested in, where they'll have that virtual or in-person coffee chat with you and share some of their knowledge, expertise, and advice. Employer connections. This is where we can really facilitate that growth, that level of understanding and information for you as a student. So we host a lot of programs and events where employers volunteer and participate. There's the Haskayne Practice Interview Program. So students can sign up. Typically, it's a 45-minute session. 20 to 30 minutes, you're interviewed by an employer exactly as they would in the real world. And then the remainder of that time is they're giving you feedback, real-time feedback on what you did well and how you can improve. We also host a variety of speed networking sessions to get you used to talking to professionals, practicing those networking muscles, and also an opportunity for you to gather information as you plan and decide what your path forward is going to be. As mentioned before, we do host a variety of workshops, panels, lunch and learn sessions. There's never going to be something that's not covered. And we're also open to taking ideas and suggestions if there's something niche or specific that you think would be beneficial to other students as well. We have a few signature events like Career Boot Camp and Networking Unplugged, where there's a lot of, combination of those workshops, panels, and an opportunity, again, for you to build connection with employers. Pre-pandemic and hopefully coming into the fall when a lot of you will be joining, we'll get back to doing office tours where we have, sometimes a school bus, transportation, or we'll meet at a specific employer's office and they give us the ground tour. They roll out the red carpet and you get to actually see and envision what it would be like to work at those companies. Employers host a lot of events as well that we would promote and post on our events calendar. Those could be info sessions, coffee chats, workshops, panels. The list is never ending. And student club hosted events. So as mentioned before, we really work closely with the student clubs to make sure they have really, great guest speakers, to make sure that they have great employer connections for those events as well. In terms of internships and co-op, so we highly recommend if you have the opportunity to participate in these or the international exchange, as Stacy was highlighting, but these opportunities really help to prepare you for the business world. So they allow you to apply your in-class learning to the real work environment. And oftentimes, these internships, these summer jobs, these co-op positions, they are a working interview. If you do really well and the organization feels that you're a good fit, oftentimes you get another job offer at the end of that opportunity. It might be to come back for another summer. They might extend your co-op, or if you're close to graduation, you may get a full-time job offer up to a year before you even graduate. So there's some really fantastic programs. And, it's hundreds of these internships, summer roles, and co-op jobs each year. In fact, this past year, employers were coming to us and shocked by how, how great the quality of our students were. And, there were so many opportunities for our students. We also have the MyTax Business Strategy Internship. And this is a government funded opportunity where students are awarded $10,000 to $15,000 to go and work and create or contribute to innovative-based projects. Some can be 4 months if you're working full-time hours. Others could be 6 months if you're doing part-time hours. So it's really flexible within your school schedule as well. And a lot of these employers are more of those small startup companies. So you really get to kind of get a taste for what it's like to wear a lot of different hats. Calgary is really growing in terms of being a tech startup hub, in addition to the oil and gas industry that's been dominant here for years and years. In the Haskayne Co-op program, and we're going to watch a little video about that next, but you can choose to work 8 months or up to 4 or 16 months of paid work experience. Through that, you're not just working and getting money and getting experience, but you're also developing your professional network and you're growing your business contacts. And again, it helps you gain a better understanding of different career options. So for some students, co-op is great. You get to try before you buy, before you commit. Sometimes it'll validate that you're on the right path and this is exactly where you need to be. But other times it gives you the opportunity to question, maybe this isn't the right path, and we can do some more exploratory discussions and try out some different things. So it really is what you make out of it. Who hires Haskayne talent? So this is just a snapshot of some of our, employer contacts that constantly are hiring Haskayne, where we see, every term, every year, we have students in these organizations. So you'll recognize a lot of these brands here. And, some of them only hire once a year and, do exclusive postings on our job boards. Now let's learn a little bit more about co-op. And I think Liv's gonna bring the video up.
You never know where your experiences might take you, but I encourage you to seek out new opportunities and act on them to develop your business skills.
The co-op program allows business students to gain real-world experience while they're still a student. It allows for up to 12 months of paid work experience. Prior to applying to co-op, I didn't have any work experience, and I was actually a little bit hesitant to apply to the program. And I applied to a bunch of jobs that interested me, and even though I got rejected a lot, I kept pushing through, and I ended up with a really fantastic opportunity.
For the last 12 months, I worked at CNOC International. They're an energy producer that has operations all over the world. I worked as a corporate reporting student. I was tasked with completing inventory production reports that I would do on a weekly basis and provide to high-level management in Beijing.
I spent 2 of my co-op work terms working at the undergraduate office at the Haskayne School of Business as a student engagement, recruitment, and events assistant.
The 3 lessons that I learned through the Haskayne Co-op program was learning how to solve problems and add value to my team, effective time management skills, and also maintaining a work-life balance to ensure that your mental health is foremost.
For the co-op program, there are 2 intake periods, one in the fall and one in the spring. And for each intake period, you just have to send in your applications. Once the applications are sent in, you get invited for an interview, and if everything goes well, you get into the co-op program. Once you're in the co-op program, you just have to attend an orientation session, and then you can start applying for jobs. Participating in the co-op program allowed me to see how the theories I have learned in the classroom are applicable to the real-world business cases. I have said yes to so many opportunities that intimidate me or scared me, and they were great learning opportunities. So I just said yes to them, and I would encourage everyone else to do the same.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. And now we have a Q&A session from our very own International Business Students Association in Haskayne. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Thanks, Adrian. So my name is Timit Kuchai. I'm a 5th-year finance major at the Haskayne School of Business, and I'm also the president of the International Business Students Association.
My name's Ivanka. I'm a 3rd-year international business student, and I'm the vice president of exchange relations in IPSA.
Hi, everyone. I'm a 5th-year student, finance major with an economics minor, and I'm the VP of financial relations with IPSA.
Perfect. Nice to meet you all. All right. So why don't we get into these questions? So what is IBSA and why should students join?
Great question, Adrian. So IBSA just focuses on the benefits of international experience, whether that's professional or personal. What we do is we host a bunch of events that bring in industry professionals and students to share their experiences and kind of, I guess, broaden your horizons and try and, convince people that you can stand out with this international experience. More tailored towards students, we have this buddy program where if you are a new international student or an exchange student, we partner you up with a domestic buddy that's almost like, your tour guide for the semester. And then this also allows you to meet a bunch of students that are in the same boat as you. You're able to make some friends. And for me, it was a great experience to meet a ton of people. So when I go traveling, they've offered me a place to stay. It's very recommended that you join, especially, if you want a little bit of guidance as a first year, get, a sense of what the university is like, get a sense of what Calgary is like as a whole.
Wow, great answer. Are there other Haskayne or non-Haskayne student clubs?
Yeah, so currently there's about 15 Haskayne student clubs, but across all faculties, there's actually about 300 student clubs. There are opportunities to join other non-Haskayne clubs, but it can be a little difficult as it's usually based on faculty knowledge. But for example, there's opportunities that arise within engineering clubs where you may be able to oversee the financials, marketing, and community engagement. Haskayne clubs, however, may be the most applicable for business students as they focus specifically on the different majors. They engage and create connections in the business world and allow for learning about what jobs are available upon graduation. And for further information, you can find this on the University Students Union Clubs page.
Wow, great. So what are the common issues that international students come up against?
The first major issue that we see or challenge for international students is regarding a Canadian bank account. Many of the abroad buddies in our club do not have a Canadian bank account, and therefore they have issues either sending e-transfers or paying for some of the club expenses. So this can definitely be a barrier, not just related to at the university, but also outside the university. So we recommend to set up a bank account early on for ease of payment and less reliance on cash. We personally work closely with RBC, which is located in MacEwan Hall. And the one piece of information we've got from them is to set up an appointment with them as soon as possible, as they will be booked up for months.
I see. So knowing that, where can international students go for specific international student questions or support?
Yeah, so I guess more of the technical or I guess nitpicky information. There is the International Student Service Center in MacEwan Hall that will help you with visas or any kind of stuff that's related to that. There is an international student mentorship program where, similar to what we do at IBSA, they will partner you up with a domestic mentor, and they will want you be your friend for one-on-one, where you can communicate with them, share experiences, ask any questions you have. So we definitely recommend to go to those places if you have specific international student questions.
Fantastic. Glad to know we have support for our international students. Speaking of support, how is the transit system?
So in Calgary, and especially for U of C students, it's very accessible. There's a train station right on campus. There's also buses that come right to campus. Downtown is just a few stops away, so you can just hop on. And if you Google map where you're going, it'll show you exactly what bus you need to take. It's very easy. There's also a MyFare app for Calgary, which would be great to download. And you can put your My UPass, which is your transit pass for the semester. You can download it onto there, and it's all digital and very easy.
Glad to know that's well and easy for all of our students. Perfect. As someone who, even myself, after living here for 10 years, I still don't know the city that well. What are certain tourist locations to visit in Calgary?
Yeah, so we have the generic, the Calgary Tower, the Canadian Olympic Plaza, Saddle Dome for games. There's ice skating during the winter time at the Olympic Plaza downtown. And then there's plenty of other festivals in town. There's great sources online that you can Google, and there's several events going on just all around. There's some at U of C as well. There's concerts, festivals, and then around the area. Downtown also has just great walking places where you can get to see more of the city life.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you know what? I also noticed that there's beautiful scenery around here in Alberta. So my question for you would be, how can you get to the mountains or Banff without a vehicle?
Yeah, so there is actually a bus that takes you straight from Calgary to Banff. Either that, or if you make friends with the people in residency, a lot of them are local students with cars, and they typically carpool together. You don't have to know them, they just get a group going and head out. So just check your floor. Some people will put postings up on cork boards. It's very available.
Beautiful. Fantastic answers all around. So I do have a couple questions for all three of you. What has been your favorite memory of university so far?
Yeah, so I guess for me, it's not really one specific memory, but the people I've met. I think I've met some friends that are going to be, beside me for the rest of my life. Especially, and even everyone in Haskayne, some of the connections you make really is something memorable for me.
Yeah, so for myself, I'd say, as John mentioned earlier, there's clubs outside of the Haskayne faculty. I joined one of those in first year, and we did a bunch of travel conferences, and that really just brought the group very close together, and it was so much fun. And apart from that, just dinos games with friends.
Just to add on, I think it's all the extracurriculars for me, such as case competitions, intramural sports, doing the co-op program, and being part of a club. Again, these all allowed me to gain new friends, but also meet mentors and gain industry knowledge and a strong network moving forward.
Wow. Friends, socials, and extracurriculars, all great answers. I hope our international students really get a chance to delve into each of those categories. Now, I do have one more question for all three of you. What is one piece of advice you would give to our incoming students, or what is one thing you wish you had known as an international student before starting university?
So I think it was, it was mentioned with Sherry and Stacy and Danielle as well, but slow down. I mean, I know, the program says to be finished in 4 years, but, take advantage of every moment you have because it is going to blow by you. Right at the beginning, I went, got to do 5 classes, got to do this, got to be done in 4 years and then get to work. The co-op program, amazing opportunity to actually build work experience, joining clubs, to meet people and, grow some of those personal skills. Going on exchange to broaden your horizons, definitely some things that I recommend you doing. And although it might push you back a semester or two, it's something that I wish I knew to, kind of breathe in every second that you're at university.
Yeah, I'd second that. But as much as you hear it, joining clubs is one of the best things that you can do. If you attend the club fair at the beginning of the year and just join something that you're interested in, it's a great way to make friends and meet like-minded people. It's just fantastic for building friendships. And it got me through first year. So I would definitely suggest going to the club fair and just picking something.
The piece of advice I'd like to give is really begin a personal relationship with both the academic advisors and the career advisors at Haskayne, like Daniela. They've been a great resource for myself. They have information about classes, when to take them, but also industry connections when you're looking for a career. I know that I previously had a strong relationship with my co-op mentor and co-op advisor. And because of that, I was able to be recommended for jobs, but also they have great information on the other corporate side as well.
Wow. Yeah, no, I think all of those are very, very important. Having a good work-life balance, I'll throw mine in there. Having a good work-life balance is also very great to have, making sure you guys all stay healthy too. But thank you so much, IPSA, for coming in today and answering all of these wonderful questions. Students, you guys will always get the opportunity to see them on social media or, I don't know if they have a website, but you'll get to see them on social media as well as in university once you guys are here on campus. So very, very, very exciting. Thank you so much. All right. So now I want to say a huge thank you to our panelists and to all of you for joining us here today. As a reminder that the program specialist will stay on for up to 5 minutes to answer your BCom your BCom program specific questions. However, you can still send your email to undergraduate@haskayne.ucalgary.ca over the spring and summer if you have any more questions. See you guys in September.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is not just an idea or a dream.
It's the promise of a new day and a better world. Tomorrow belongs to the change makers and the risk takers, the passionate, the daring, and the bold.
This is our tomorrow. All of us, together.
This is where and how we live, shaped by our community, our neighbors, our friends, and our rivals.
Shaped by those who challenge us to think bigger, move faster, and achieve more. By those who came before us and fashioned this university from sheer determination.
We're pioneers at heart, innovators by necessity, and community builders because, well, we're from Calgary, where that legendary can-do spirit has blossomed into a will-do commitment.
And like Calgary, this university attracts people from around the world with ambitious dreams and the courage to fulfill them.
We educate students to become community builders. We conduct research that changes the world. And we enhance the intellectual, social, and cultural landscape of our region.
It's true. Our campuses draw disruptors, instigators, and challengers of convention.
those who seek and share answers to society's greatest challenges. Because tomorrow demands global attention to challenges we can only begin to imagine.
A tomorrow our students are preparing for now, and our researchers are striving to understand.
A tomorrow we're ready to face, fueled by the energy and passion of our students, postdoctoral scholars, faculty, staff, alumni, donors, and cherished friends.
By discovering and creating new ideas that have a meaningful impact on the world around us, we can improve our world and deliver the promise of a new tomorrow together.